Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
So, because I changed everything right before we started, which is always a fantastic idea, I moved the camera and I forgot where I was supposed to look. Like, how did that just happen? But it happened. I did that.
You did that.
That's why you're not supposed to change things right away.
Mm.
I also changed the filter for our camera, so that's also fun. But hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
How long has it been since we did this?
It's been
Okay, I'm done playing with that so that
too long.
you don't watch me playing with
It's been too long.
at least that right now.
It's been weeks. It's been months. It's been, I don't know. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Kathy. Good to see you guys.
Good evening. So, like and share and do all the fun things we do on social media so people know that we're here and that we're doing things, hanging out. Let us know if you can hear us, okay? Because, I feel like I'm totally out of practice.
Yeah,
It's been that long.
we are out of practice.
But we have coffee.
But we have coffee.
It's so delightful.
It's from Kentucky. It's Kentucky bourbon barrel coffee.
Bourbon barrel coffee. No alcohol.
No alcohol.
But
But
because if you buy
it's
something in
delicious.
Kentucky, even if it doesn't have bourbon, it's going to taste like bourbon.
yeah, somehow gets its way in there.
So it's like our last remnant from our last trip down south.
Yeah. We'll be back.
We'll be back.
Once or twice more.
I know. I think just once more. And then we're really just here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what will it be?
What will it be?
So I put up like a redo of the classic logo. For those of you that
of the
have
Sunday
been with
Rewind.
us, take a look at it.
It's old school.
This is OG right here.
You know, like from last year.
This is for 2 years,
Is
pretty
it?
much.
Aww.
The rewind.
Sunday Rewind.
Tom remembers all the rewinds. Tom hung out with us so much on Rewind.
He's a good guy.
And it wasn't even work hours.
And it wasn't even work hours.
So, hi Tina. So I hope you have a tasty beverage.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Is it
Even if
something
it's just water.
warm? Is it something cool? Right before this coffee, talk about a mixture of flavors. I had one of the ginger mule lime. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Ginger mule.
Ginger
Lime.
mule
Ginger lime mule.
Who makes that?
Poland Springs.
So you turned me on to so many ginger things.
I know.
So,
Ginger, like me.
I guess so.
And then the flavor. Ginger.
It's delightful. So I drank that, and now I'm drinking this coffee. So there's lots of weird flavors.
I drank an orange seltzer before I drank this
Kinda
coffee.
going, so it's kind of crazy. But hi everybody. Let us know. So I messed around with the camera a little bit. So let us know if we're a bit delayed, and I'll make Tabitha talk while I fix that. And
Hi,
also
Dolly.
just the audio levels, because we didn't do any kind of sound checks and we haven't done this for a little bit. So I guess that's enough apologizing. They say when you do public speaking, you're not supposed to apologize.
Well.
So maybe because it's too late to apologize. Hi, Marie.
Hey, Marie.
How much snow did you guys get in Massachusetts, Marie? Was it like a foot and a half?
I feel cheated. I feel like everybody was like, snowstorm, emergency, winter weather. And then it was just a normal day in Rome. I mean, we got snow, but it was normal.
Was that our last snowstorm of the season?
I don't know.
I really think
I feel like
could
it
be.
was, but I've never lived here before. So I've also heard stories about it snowing on Easter. So we'll see.
Just a dusting on with some ice. Oh, on the South Coast. Oh, East Coast and ice. That's like a big thing. New Hampshire. sometimes we would wake up and it was like it didn't snow, it iced.
It iced.
So
It iced
there would be
outside.
like a half inch of ice
Elsa visited.
on the trees and branches of the trees and things like that. So it was kind of crazy. But let's just worship
Let us.
and then we'll rewind. And what we rewind will be a surprise.
Even to us.
It's not, we talked about
Oh, just kidding. Just to you.
And like a well prepared person, I didn't even check my guitar. I just took it out of the
I
case.
am done with ice.
That
Thank
always
you.
goes well. Hit channel
Yeah,
3.
I really love the snow. If you know anything about me, you know that I have a serious relationship with the snow. So I don't want it to know that I want it to go away because I don't want to hurt its feelings. But I'm all done. Hate to say it. It's okay though. I'm gonna wake up each day and still probably take pictures and enjoy the beauty. But whenever the sun would like to come out, I'm ready.
I know. I'm going to turn this down because I know we're going to peak. Was that too far down? I hope not. The song's called Graves into Gardens.
I've searched the world, but it couldn't fill me. Man's empty praise and treasures that fade are never enough. Then you came along and you put me back together. Now every desire is now satisfied here in your love. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing, nothing is better than you. I'm not afraid to show you my weakness, my failures and flaws. Lord, you've seen them all, and you still call me friend. 'Cause the God of the mountain is the God of the valley, and there's not a place your mercy and grace won't find me again. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing, nothing is better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing, nothing is better than you. You turn mourning to dancing. You turn beauty at... sorry. You turn shame into glory. You're the only one who can. Let's try that again. You turn mourning to dancing. You give beauty for ashes. You turn shame into glory. You're the only one who can. You turn graves into gardens. You turn bones into armies. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who can. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing, nothing is better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing,
nothing is better than you. Oh.
Amen. Great music. Prayers for those not feeling well? Yes, absolutely. Are you not feeling well today, Joyce? Definitely praying.
Yeah. Yeah, like somebody was just saying to me today that it's like people are catching up on all the sicknesses that we weren't getting. So it's almost like, I don't know, were we just not prepared for all the other things?
Yeah.
And also, I think we're exhausted.
Yeah.
I think that we don't recognize the toll
Yeah.
that, it's awesome that it seems like we're coming out of the woods on this. And I really pray and I believe we are. But we're like tired, and it's okay to feel that way. It's okay. Hey, if you feel tired, it is okay that you feel tired. We just went through the whirlwind of 2 years,
Yeah.
and it is okay for you to have to process things, and it is okay to take time to do that. It is more than okay to take time for yourself and time for your family. In some sense, we're going through a huge reset right now. Like, you can't do a reset while you're going through something. The reset happens after.
Yeah.
So I just want to encourage you to take time for yourself as much as you need to reset.
Yeah. And there really is an unseen world, as much as it's hard for us to recognize it because we're human and we live in America. Like, our culture, American culture in general, doesn't really recognize the unseen. We're not like very spiritual in America. And there really is an unseen world, and there really our bodies are carrying things. Our minds are carrying things, our spirits are carrying things that we can't even see and we can't even really verbalize or put words to. And I think personally, a lot of it is just the past 2 years. We're just kind of falling apart in like a good way and a bad way. Like, we're just done. Our bodies are done. Our spirits are done. Our minds are done. It's unseen, but it's very real. So yeah, that's a good like reminder. Even for myself, I was just saying to someone today, like, I'm so tired and I don't really remember a time feeling this tired. And I was like, is it my age? Is it just like, this is it? I'm just this tired now for the rest of my life. And they kind of reminded me like of everything, things that Lieutenant Scott and I have been through personally, but also just everything that the world has been through in the last 2 years. And just like, it's valid. It's real. We really are carrying things we can't see. So take care of yourself.
Yeah, take care of yourself.
And admit it. Admit what you're carrying and what you feel.
So one of the things that we got to do to kind of help us reset was recently, I just know it's WAC. What is what does it stand for again? Because people assume that I know and I didn't.
We attended the Eastern Territories Worship Arts Convocation.
Do you know what a convocation is? I feel like I know a lot of words, and I'm not quite sure on convocation.
Is a coming together, con with, right? Vocation. It's a coming together for one purpose. I just made that up.
I like it.
I think it's real.
Like,
you guys Google convocation.
Somebody Google convocation, because we were a part of one, and I want to know that was okay, that we were part of a convocation.
You want to know that it was okay?
Oh, see,
I was wondering what WAC meant. Yeah, I know. We kept like hashtagging it WAC 2022, and then it's like, wait, nobody knows what we're hashtagging. I didn't think about that when I was doing it, but Worship Arts Convocation, and it was at Lador, and it was hosted by the Territorial Arts Ministries Department. So, and Unbound Worship.
If one of our 17 or so people watching us right now, if you were there, please share in the comments what your experience was. the definition of convocation so
and
that I can go
and
for
the
the future.
definition of convocation.
It was really amazing. So the Worship Arts Convocation, WAC 2022, it was the first one that they've had in a while.
Yeah, they only do this one every 3 years, I believe. The next one's not till 2025. So,
It should be every year.
so it actually, I think it actually. Oh, you don't need that.
Yeah, we
It
don't
actually
need that.
came
That
up.
was my music. We're done singing.
I think it actually happened right before COVID, and then like this was
Oh,
just the
wow.
time.
It
Maybe.
felt like so we got there, and the idea is we brought together part of the worshiping community from around the whole territory
Mm-hmm.
to just push in for the Lord on different things. And you were asked to speak on
Discipleship
as a relationship.
as relationship.
I keep telling everybody as relationship, and I'm just not sure if I'm right, but I
It's
just go
real.
with it.
Discipleship
Discipleship as
as
relationship. One of the most beautiful things that you've ever said. No, it's not, but it was amazing. But you were like, that is discipleship. As soon as they asked you, you're like, that relationship is discipleship.
Yeah, and vice versa.
Right? There's no separation.
Yeah.
There's no separation. So you prayed about it, and I was hoping, because I didn't ask you to do this until this moment, but can you share like what you were talking on? Because I felt like you were hearing from the Lord a lot of I felt like it was a seasonal word. So I
Yeah.
didn't feel like it was just for that group, but I felt like you were hearing things for this prophetically for this season.
So I think I'm actually just going to share a couple stories as to how discipleship as relationship has translated to my life personally. And it just happened in the last few years, really. When we were at the college for officer training, CFOT, we were asked to do something called integrated missions. And that was really like, I think the first time that Scott and I realized something about ourselves. I don't even know that we've ever had this conversation, so it's happening live. We're processing this live. That was the first time we realized that something that we really enjoy is getting to know people in the community, like getting to know strangers and like having your people in the community, like being like, I know if I go to that coffee shop, I'll probably see that barista and we'll get to know each other little by little and we'll have an interaction and whatever. Or I want to go to this diner and I want to get to know the manager and I want to know his family. I want to know how I could be praying for him, but I also like want to know his life and want to know his story and just want to be in my community, not just as like a passerby, which was hard at CFOT because we knew we weren't staying.
We knew we were there for 18 months. And
transient, and yet we still had this hunger to like walk down the little street and just get to know people and just make friends with whoever we could make friends with. And that sparked something in me personally. I don't know about Scott, but that sparked something in me personally. So then when we went to Bay Ridge, I just made it my mission to get to know my neighbors, like get to know everybody I could in my community. And eventually what it turned into was like through COVID, I started walking to work every day because I just wanted to be able to see people's faces and build relationship with them. And the Lord really just started to share with me, like, this is my heart. This is actually how I disciple people. I just walk alongside them and get to know them. I see them where they're at in their shops and in their workplaces and at the bank or at the grocery store, whatever. And little by little, we gain relationship because real relationship doesn't happen in a day. It's not like you meet someone and you encounter someone and it's like, boom, okay, we're in, let's do life together. It takes time. There are people like that in my life that I've met and just been like, we were meant to be friends and we just go for it together. But that's not the norm. That's very, very like precious. It doesn't happen often.
And I hope I remember because that aspect of what you said tied into so much of what Jason Upton was talking about during his time of worship and when he was like teaching.
Yeah.
That aspect of it can't happen in a day.
Time, seasons. Oh, Jason Upton, so good. So yeah, when we got to Bay Ridge, I just made that my greatest mission, like getting to know people and hearing their stories, and I really give a lot of credit to CFOT. That was something that was something huge I took away from my time there, was getting to know people's stories and listening and just building relationship little by little. But so discipleship as relationship, yeah, I just,
Yeah.
the Lord has really shown me the importance of knowing people, and the importance of being an access point for Jesus in my community.
And just to say something, like, insert real quick, it literally, I did not think of this until this moment, but we like listening to Carrie Newhoff podcast.
Yes.
In
Go
that,
listen to it, you guys.
who was the woman talking about relationship? And he said, I feel like I'm always the one initiating relationship.
Yeah.
And what was her response?
She said, so what? Or something like that.
She said, get over it.
Yeah. She was
right?
like, get over it.
But she also said,
keep doing it.
So, like, we're talking about discipleship as relationship, and most people feel like they're the ones that initiate relationship.
Or I'm always discipling people. Where's the people discipling me?
Yeah. There's like this whole initiating factor, and she pointed out, oh, I wish I could remember her name. I feel so bad. But she said most people feel like they're the ones that initiate. And if you want to have relationship, get over it.
Yeah.
Everyone feels that way.
Yeah.
Right? Only the people that initiate have relationship.
Yeah.
And then she also said, so what?
Yeah.
What?
You need it. You need friends. You need relationship.
Right. For
you
the
need
few
community.
people that it's actually true.
Yeah.
That they're the initiators. She's like, so what? If you want relationship, initiate.
Yeah.
So there's a big thing about initiating relationship as an aspect of discipleship.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah. So making it a point to get to know people's names. Oh my goodness. I mean, and my days are just brighter. I have to go to the bank multiple times a week with my work, and my days are just brighter knowing that I'm going to see Adrian, I'm going to see Mary, and we're going to have that little interaction, that little moment. And those moments turn into something bigger when people hit things in their life where you see them and you see your face is not the same today, like you're carrying something. We've been talking for a year now, multiple times a week, and now I'm at a point where I can say to you, how are you? Are you doing okay today? And they can slip in, no, my kid is at home really sick and I'm really worried about them. Well, I will pray for them. I'm going to pray for them, and I'm going to make it a point to come back next week and ask you how they're doing. And that's the gospel in just like such a simple way that I feel like I personally didn't really understand how to live out Jesus that way so simply for a very long time. And now I see myself going further, and I see myself gaining more courage, which I know is the power of the Holy Spirit, because I'm outgoing, but I'm not like the type of person that would just, I don't know, go make sure I get to know strangers' names. Like I still get anxious and shy in new situations, like everybody else probably.
And in some sense, because you were talking about CFOT, excuse me, and so the place that we used to go to was Mia's, right? Mia's Cafe.
Mia's.
And Mike.
If you live in Suffern, if you are at the
or
CFOT,
even visiting,
and Mia's is still there on, isn't it like Main Street?
Yeah.
Like what's the main?
Lafayette.
Oh yeah, it's on Lafayette. So if you live in
just
Suffern,
down the hill.
go to
They
Mia's.
make
Oh my goodness,
great food, and I feel like Mike.
Such good breakfast.
I feel like in some sense, Mike was teaching us
The
integrated
manager.
mission.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because we just watched him.
And with us, like
know
he did
all
it with
his
us.
customers.
He
Yeah.
got to know our names.
Yeah.
He got to know our stories. Like we were supposed to be there doing that thing that he was doing way better than us.
Yeah.
Than we could. So in a sense, it's like we went there and got to spend time with him, and he taught us how to have community.
Yeah.
And it was community. Like people came in, and it wasn't just about here's this lovely, oh man, what was it, that heated zucchini?
Oh
and,
my gosh.
oh my gosh,
like
the muffin,
zucchini and chocolate.
I don't know.
It was all organic,
magical, so yummy. So right. So he used to like.
Side note.
He knew, like he remembered people, and it wasn't just well, this is my business model. He just liked people.
Yeah.
And you could tell he liked people, and he would talk and get to know them. And I'm like, oh man, why aren't we better at this?
Yeah.
So like in a lot of ways, Mike taught us how to do it.
Yeah.
Like he taught us how to share stories, share our story, be vulnerable, be open, because he initiated vulnerability. Oh, this is what's going on in my life. What's happening with you? And
Yeah.
oh yeah, isn't this?
Yeah.
He taught me the phrase Mercury in retrograde.
Oh
You
yeah,
remember that day?
that was a big day. We were having our minds blown.
My mind was blown because I just never heard any of that stuff. So um, it was fun. Just a side note, I don't believe in that stuff. Just in case you thought my fascination was finding out that all this stuff is true, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But as a person with a psychology background, I did study how things like gravitational pull, the moon, affect our biology. So that is science. So, it's easy. It would have been so easy to dismiss that conversation
Right.
because of our beliefs and
Yeah.
because I think when we got there, this is another thing just to say, you have to initiate relationship. That's one of the first things we said. The other thing I think you have to be is open to where the conversation is leading.
Yeah.
I think when I first started to do this, I thought I had my outcome in mind, so I tried to push the conversation to my outcome,
Yeah.
and it never worked. But that day that we allowed 4 people to teach us about Mercury in retrograde
Yeah.
was one of the best community building discipleship moments we had in that cafe.
Yeah.
And we finally met them on their level
Yeah.
and who they were. We saw them as they were and responded in kindness and in love and everything that Jesus fills us with.
Yeah.
And that was really huge. You initiate, and if you want relationship, you have to initiate. But when you do, don't have some preconceived ideas about how that's supposed to go
Yeah.
in order to build that relationship. That
And
was huge.
preach the gospel. What do they say? Preach the gospel. If necessary, use words. Like, people
yeah.
know when you carry Jesus. And so I think that's the other big thing is like, we think we have to be like, do you know Jesus? And I want to be that person, honestly, quite honestly. Like, that's where I'm going personally. But I don't believe everybody needs
Yes.
to go there. That's who I want to be. I want to be the person that is like, I'm going to, like, what's his name? Murray. Is that who it was that, like, tried to invite, 5 people to.
Oh, Andy Miller.
Oh, Miller, yeah. I was thinking Andrew Murray. That's a writer as well, right?
Also a spiritual
Um,
giant. But Andy Miller used to evangelize to 20 people every week.
yeah.
Up until the point that he passed away. Like, there's still stories of him, in his assisted living facility.
So I'm
Still
going
sharing.
there. Personally, that is my dream. I want to be to the point where I'm just like, hey, guy sitting on the bus, do you know Jesus? But I don't think that's the only way. And I think that just being ourselves,
Yeah.
being in the Word, being in the presence of God,
Mhm.
and then making sure we get out and we go and be with other people. I think it's as easy as that. Like,
Yeah.
we are the light. We
Yeah.
carry it. We don't have to do anything special. We don't have to say any special prayers or do any special, like,
we have a preconceived idea of what it needs to look like. And
Yeah.
if it doesn't fit into that mold, we don't do it. And I thought the thing that I attached that I wanted to come back to about Jason Upton is he was talking about a Wendell Berry book about farmers disappearing in America and the impact on our culture.
yeah.
And some of the, I want to say, if I misquote this, I'm so sorry, but from what I remember, he said in this book that
I'm praying, Emily.
over 90% of the farmers were organic farmers. Like, they were just farmers, right? And then things became more industrialized. Oh, no. He said over 90% of people who lived in the United States at one point ate something that they grew.
Mm.
And he said with the true rise of the industrial age
Of machinery.
all of a sudden it went to like less than 10%. And like 1% of that were organic farmers. And so he's writing, I want to say he's even writing, Wendell Berry's like writing in the 40s and things like this, saying how things are going. John Steinbeck was writing similar things and stuff. So as he's making comments, he said, there's going to come a time where we need farmers again,
Yeah.
but we will not have them because you cannot raise a farmer in a year or two. It takes
Mm-hmm.
a lifetime to raise a farmer.
Yeah.
And I really equated that to what you were talking about.
Yeah. The harvest is ripe, right?
And it's like we're talking about how there has to be this increase in discipleship, this increase in relationship, but we really have not been doing well at that at least in the United States church that
Yeah.
I've been a part of.
There's got to be an
We've
increase
struggled.
in us.
Yeah.
Just being us in the world, in our communities, getting
S-
out and just
So I truly
doing life
believe
and opening ourselves up.
coming out of COVID,
Mm-hmm.
trying to get back into it, we all recognize the need for relationship, but I don't think we recognize the gap in our learning
Mm.
that has happened
Yeah.
because of that.
It's
It-
good.
It's tough, and it has to be we get back, and we believe we have to get back to what it is to be disciples.
Yeah.
Like to us, that's how community is built.
Mm.
Something that the church has always done well for century after century is we're community.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really do believe we have an opportunity to grow like never before because people need community right now more
Yeah.
than ever.
Yeah.
True community. And we're too busy arguing on what it looks like.
Yeah.
We're arguing that, it has to happen Sunday.
In a building.
Sundays.
Virtually.
In this building from 9:30
this
to
music.
1 o'clock.
I mean, it's been the same thing forever, honestly.
It really has
It's not
been.
even a new story.
But in reality, churches always grow best in people's homes.
Mm.
Without home,
Mm-hmm.
without the idea of home happening, churches will not grow.
Yeah.
I think somebody even went as far to say, I can't remember the theologian pointed out, historical theologian said, the church has never grown without a home church movement.
Mm.
There's never been a revival outside of home church movements. If you study the revival happening in China, home churches. Charles Finney, home prayer meetings. Like the Welsh revival, home meetings. Like there's so many revivals connected with home meetings that we don't realize. Like, and again, this is what discipleship is. Discipleship is about being home.
Yeah.
And outpouring everything that Jesus gave you.
Yeah.
Going into other people's homes. So we have to like recapture the home movement of discipleship or we're not going to grow.
Hospitality. God told Andrew Miller to witness to 5 people every day. Each person needs that personal direction from Christ. Amen.
Wow. Thanks for sharing that, Dad. So incredible.
Yeah, and I
5
think
people every
too,
day.
something I had mentioned when I was
35 people a week.
That's amazing. Something I had mentioned too while I was speaking at a worship arts is like we're all different too. So what I am inspired by and what excites me and motivates me and brings me joy, and I'm like, yes, I'm gonna get into relationships by getting to know the people at my grocery store and my baristas and my banker. Like that might not be you, and that is okay. And I can't tell you what your thing is, and I can't tell you how you're meant to spread the gospel and create relationships where you're at. But I know that you definitely don't have to do it like me or like us. I know that there are
No.
so many ways, and you're probably already doing it. It's very
Mhm.
likely that you're already doing it, and you just don't know that that's what it is. And then once you realize that that's what it is, then you could be a little more thoughtful, a little more intentional, take a little bit more care, spend a little bit more time in that thing or that place or with that person.
And I wonder if people have a concept. I feel like there are a lot of people watching right now. You have a concept, but you feel like it's not accepted.
Yeah.
Like there's something not right about it.
Right. Or it's not good enough, or it's not churchy or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
We say
it really is about relationships.
go for
Yep. Yep. Go for it. Oh. It was a good teaching at the WAC.
Thank you.
And then Jason Upton.
And then we got to sit under Jason Upton, and that was just amazing.
Yeah. For those of you that have not listened to Jason Upton, you can find his music on Spotify and Apple Music. But the reality is he's the kind of worshiper that teaches and worships at the same time.
Yeah.
So I've learned to call that a psalmist. I guess you could call it whatever you want. But in the sense that he's instructing and teaching and passing on his experience
Mm-hmm.
that got him to that song
Mm-hmm.
as part of singing that song. So if he's in the area or nearby, you gotta go
Mm-hmm.
check out his ministry.
I had a friend say it's not so much like worship, like corporate worship style, where you want to like stand up and sing together and just hear everybody's voices. And it's more like soaking, contemplative, where you really just want to listen. And even if you don't understand what he's saying, your spirit just
Yeah.
stuff is happening
Yeah.
inside of you, even if you're just sitting there and like, I'm not really quite sure what he's talking about.
He's not 3 verses in a chorus.
No.
Like
He's a storyteller.
storyteller.
So good. Well, I think we're gonna sing another little ditty to close our night.
Do you still want to sing this ditty? Is this the ditty?
Yeah,
that
why
you'd like
not?
to sing?
Just like keep it a little slower.
Let me tune real quick.
Okay.
But tell everybody how lovely they are.
You're so lovely, everyone.
God has nice things to say. What does he want to say to everybody right now?
We can plant a seed in a brief encounter and pray that it gets watered and nurtured to harvest. That is important. Yes, amen. It's so excited to be a bigger part of harvesting in lives. Yeah, absolutely. And we can't discount. Yeah, exactly. We can't discount the small moments and the small interactions, and don't be hard on ourselves if we're not if we're not super intentional and whatever, and we're like, oh, I just went and bought my coffee and I didn't even talk to that person. Just really just cultivate your own relationship with Jesus. Be a good disciple yourself, and you'll be golden. You'll be good. That's all you need. You don't need any special plan. Jason is not 3 verses in a chorus. Hilarious. He's not, which I love 3 verses in a chorus. I'm about to do it right now. No, 2 verses. But yeah, he is not that. And it's just so good to be challenged by different kinds of worship artists and leaders, teachers. Thank you, Tina. Oh.
I gotta drop us down. Almost forgot to lower our volume before we started singing.
Also, we got these mugs at Worship Arts.
Oh, I'll turn us back up a little bit. Yeah.
How great is that? Mine says
so
Tabitha.
like you gotta say what happened. So
What do you
I
mean?
really thought. Well, I thought that I was tech as needed, but I thought that meant Tabitha's husband.
So I got asked to speak at Worship Arts Convocation, and then and also like lead an experience for people. And Scott thought that he was just going to be on the side,
cheering you
so
on.
Look at his mug.
I was going to cheer you on, baby. And then I was really excited to be Tabitha's husband. And then our friend Catherine Higgins, got me this mug that says Tabitha's husband.
So good.
And then Tabitha's mug just says Tabitha.
We're enjoying them.
We have used them almost every day, so
they make us happy.
we legit enjoy these mugs. But it's fun. It's so much fun. But Worship Arts Convocation, any territorial worship stuff, be a part of.
Yeah, 2025.
I wish
Go
we could hang
get
out.
yourself signed up when it comes back around.
I wish John Shafstall could do replay on the rewind.
Oh my gosh,
That'd be so amazing. But
that'd be so amazing.
I digress. Territorial Arts Ministry, they're absolutely amazing, and you should follow their Instagram because it's encouraging, entertaining, and informative.
True, absolutely.
Oh, I gotta turn this back down. I turn this back up. Okay. Charles, let us know if we're peaking. No peaking.
No peeking. He's coming on the clouds. Kings and kingdoms will bow down. just declare his praise. Who can stop the Lord Almighty? Our God is a lion, the Lion of Judah. He's roaring with power and fighting our battles, and every knee will bow before him. Our God is a lamb, he's the lamb that was slain for the sins of the world. His blood breaks the chains, and every knee will bow before the Lion and the Lamb. Oh, every knee will bow before him. So open up the gates, make way before the King of Kings. My God who comes to save is here to set the captives free. For who can stop the Lord Almighty? Our God is a lion, the Lion of Judah. He's roaring with power and fighting our battles, and every knee will bow before him. Our God is the Lamb that was slain for the sins of the world. His blood breaks the chains, and every knee will bow before the Lion and the Lamb. Oh, every knee will bow before him. Who can stop the Lord Almighty? Who can stop the Lord Almighty? Who can stop the Lord Almighty? Who can stop the Lord? Our God is the Lion of Judah. He's roaring with power and fighting our battles, and every knee will bow before him. Our God is the Lamb, he's the Lamb that was slain for the sins of the world. His blood breaks the chains, and every knee will bow before the Lion and the Lamb. Oh, every knee will bow before him. So we pray those very powerful words over you tonight, friends. Who can stop the Lord Almighty? Just look at the situation, the circumstance, the relationship, the desire, the prayer, the heart cry, and just declare that over it. Who can stop the Lord over this? It's all in him. It's all about him. It's all for him. Who can stop him?
Yeah.
And also just that line, his blood breaks the chains. I'm just blessing you in his blood tonight in the name of Jesus, and reminding you that it's by his blood that chains are broken. It's by his blood that there is freedom. It's by his blood that we are fully redeemed, that this whole world is fully redeemed. It's by his blood, by his power. His blood breaks the chains. So bless you in this Lent season of coming back to Jesus, being reminded again of his story and his ministry on earth and heaven in us. We love you guys.
Have a great Sunday night.